Hi everyone, welcome to my Flosstube channel, Thread the Needle. My name is Vani and I'm so happy you are here to join me here today. For those of you who it's your first time or you're very new to my channel, welcome. This is where I talk about all things full coverage cross stitch. And to those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back. If you want more regular updates, check out my Instagram page at My Stitch Diary and you can follow along. And I always have something interesting to post because I work on a lot of projects. So let's dive right into today's update for the past 2 weeks of my works in progress. I was able to get a few projects in, but as you know, summer is upon us and weekends become more about spending time with family, doing some outdoor things. So sometimes I may not get as much time as I would like to on the weekend, but I'm happy to say that I'll still get a little bit of work done because I really love my stitching and I always enjoy whatever time that I have to put into it. So I'm here today to share that with you. And let's start with my Mystery Sal by the Cross Stitch Studio, TCSS. And their theme for this year's Mystery Sal was Under the Sea. And even though I know what it's going to be, I'm still really enjoying the journey. And it's taking a little bit longer. There's a lot of blues and whites and a lot of background stitching before I get to the actual meat of the piece, which won't come for another few pages, but that's okay. I've seen what the end result is and I think it's going to be so much fun. So here is where I am. I'm going to open up a little bit. Here we go. So here is how much I've got done on it, and it's coming along lovely. I was able to add a little bit more filler into here and I really like it. It's fun to work on. It's an easy stitch because it's just, you know, it is confetti heavy, but it really works out really nicely. And I think that's the purpose of these kind of stitches. You put in a lot of stitches and then before you know it, you've got a picture and you don't realize it until you put it aside and pick it up to look at it and you're like, oh my God, that's what that was, right? So the next one that I was able to put in a few more stitches in on is a recent new start that I had, and it's called Tiger Dreams. I have been working on it for a long time, and I'm still in the upper corner, and of course that means there's a lot of background. So here's how much I have. I don't know if you can tell, but that is actually blue and black. So it's like a lot of navy and some black thrown in there. It's really hard to pick out because these are kind of things that you got to see in person to pick up on the actual shading, but I really like it. Soon we'll get into some fun stuff on that one. The next one, I'm happy to say that I remembered to pick it up only because I set a reminder on my phone. Leanne, you'll be very happy with me. I actually worked on my Christmas Sal. Leanne and I decided to do a Christmas stitch along. We started in July for Christmas in July, so it's going to be 1 year coming up now in the next couple of months that we started this. She has a lot more done than I do because I always forget to stitch on it every month on the 24th and the 25th of the month. This month I remembered, and although I think it fell on, we have a long weekend here. I think it's our Victoria Day weekend and it fell around the same time. So we were away at the cabin with friends and that was the weekend that I didn't do a lot of stitching. But I am stitching this in extreme cross country stitch method. So that means that I think I filled in that diagonal there and then a little bit of the previous one. So that means that you pick one symbol and you stitch it all the way across the entire project until all the stitches in that color are done, and then you move on to the next color. So I'm almost done this color. It's all the way across here and then there's a little bit at the bottom of the pattern, and then once that's done then I can finally move on to another color, but just you watch. My luck, it's going to be white. So I won't get into any color in that until, you know, a while into the project, but we'll see how it goes. Now, the next project that I was able to pick up that came around in my rotation wheel. So those of you who don't know, recently, since last year, I started a new rotation that gave me the opportunity to work on all of my works in progress. I have many. I think I actually have a number. I currently have 22. I have 22 projects for 2022. I haven't been as good with my plans as I would have hoped. I'm hoping this month I'm going to start back into the routine that I wanted, which was I have one major focus piece, which is the anniversary piece that I'm doing for my husband. Then I have two mini pieces that I like to focus on. So they're my mini focus pieces. And mostly it is that one of them is Ganesh right here. And that is a mini focus piece because I really wanted to work on that one because it's really close to, I made a lot of progress on it and I just want to keep going, but this last few months, nothing isn't happening on it. And I'm really kind of disappointed in myself, but I really want to get back to that one. The other mini focus piece is Siamese fighting fish, and that one is not here. But that is a large piece, and that's why I made it a mini focus, so that I thought maybe at least then I would actually put in some work on it and we'd see some progress. Other than that, I have, so that was 3 pieces out of my 22, so that leaves me with 19 pieces. Sorry, I had to do the math in my head. So those 19 pieces, I put them all, listed them all on their own individual piece of paper, and I put them in a bag. And every time I finish, well, let's start from the beginning. I pick one name from the bag, and whatever it happens to be. So this time it was, let's say, it was Tiger Dreams. I stitch anywhere from 400 to 500 stitches on it, and then that's done for my rotation. And then I let the bag decide what I'm supposed to stitch on next, pull a name out of the bag, and so on and so forth. That way, all of my projects get a little bit of love. Because I love them all for different reasons, and I can't pick. And then I feel some of them get neglected, and some of them get too much and not so much. And so I thought, you know what, this way I'll just go through the bag and every single project gets worked on. So that has been what I've been doing for the last year or a little over a year, and it has been working really well for me. I really like doing it this way, so I'm going to continue with it. And so the next up in my rotation was Golden Promises. So this one is, I just love this one so much. The colors and everything are just so delightful. Let me see if I can open this up nicely for you to see. So first I'm going to show you the area that I worked on. Okay. So I worked on this area right here. So this is the end of the first row of pages. So let's open it up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show all of you in one shot, but I'm going to try. So this is it from end to end. Oh, she's going to look so beautiful. So this is right here, the end, and I think it's going to be so lovely. I'm really excited about this one. So this is how much I got done on this one. It's really lovely piece to stitch on. So much fun. So much fun, this one. And then my last piece that I was able to pick up in my rotation was my peacock piece. I really like peacocks because I just love the color of it. The color of peacocks. And let's see, I always get confused. Yes, this is Peacock Fantasy. Because there's a few peacock projects that I have in my collection, and I always forget which one this is. But this is Peacock Fantasy. And here is how much I've got done. Isn't that lovely? Oh, it's coming along so nicely. I almost finished that diagonal. I just had a couple of stitches, but I thought, oh, let's see if it could focus. I I always never can get it to focus on something really close. Anyway, I just have a couple of stitches right there to finish this diagonal, and it's going to be fantastic. So now the piece will now flow like this and then this way with the plumage of feathers, and it's going to be so beyond gorgeous. Really looking forward to it. So today is Monday, so I'm trying to decide if I want to just go back to this piece, because it is, you know, it's already part of my rotation, or I just want to stitch on it every Monday, and I really want to get back to my focus pieces, either the main one or the mini focus pieces. We'll see what my mood is like tonight, and go from there. But as always, it's a pleasure. I love sharing with you my projects, and yeah, it always motivates me to stitch more so that I can have, because I know that when I stitch more and I share with you, it's like-mindedness, and I really enjoy that. So I hope you enjoyed my little update today, and that you will join me again the next time. Again, like I said, if you wanted to follow along for some more up-to-date updates on my progresses, you can follow me on Instagram at My Stitch Diary. And also, more recently, I have started a Stitch With Me videos that I have a project for that is Mini Forget-Me-Not. So I guess that means I have 23 projects currently running this year. So I think I'll be able to get at least one finish. I've got Enchanted Garden is very, very close to a finish. So I think, wow, it's really hard to point at something and look at the camera. So I think that will be my first and maybe my only finish for the year, but it is what it is. There's just so many lovely projects out there. How are you supposed to choose? I am definitely not a stitch one project at a time person. I am definitely a stitch as many projects as you can, and I switch back and forth between all of them all the time. So thank you so much for coming and joining me here today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye now.